Welcome to the Your Wedding Unlimited podcast, a space where we break free from tradition, creating a wedding day totally authentic to you and your love story. I'm Abby, UK wedding planner and owner of Elegance Unlimited, here to help you plan a wedding day that feels uniquely yours. Join me for planning tips and advice, endless inspiration, and a pocket full of calm within the chaos that is wedding planning. Consider me a trusted friend, here to walk you through it all. From injecting fun splashes of personality into your day, to reinventing tradition completely, all whilst focused on building a day bespoke to your dreams and desires. I cannot wait to get started, so let's get planning. Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Your Wedding Unlimited podcast. My name is Abby. If you're new here, then thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. Today's episode, I'm pretty sure, if I've got my timings right, is coming out on Christmas Eve. Okay, so I know a lot of you are busy. I know you might not listen to this on Christmas Eve. I understand that, but we are going to do a bit of a festive wedding advice episode for winter weddings, Christmas festive themed weddings. I kind of want to lean away from the Christmas vibe too much and just go with festive, because I feel like festive is its own kind of thing, right? But that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to dive straight on in because you're busy. It's Christmas Eve, okay? But I didn't want to leave you without an episode today because we're on a roll. We've done one every week so far this year. So we keep going, we move. We are going to get straight into things. We're talking about festive, weddings, and all of the good things that come with it. My tips, my advice, my inspo. Before we get straight on into things, if you are not yet subscribed, if you are planning a wedding, if you are in the depths of wedding planning and working through all of those things, please make sure you follow and subscribe. It will bring you back here every single Wednesday for a brand new episode. And it will also mean the world to me and make sure that I get some fabulous data on the back end of things, which none of you care about, but I really do. So that would be wonderful if you could. And give us a little rating because this is one of the best wedding podcasts out there, if I do say so myself. Now, we are going to get straight on into things as always. Let's get on with the episode. So I just touched on lightly there that I want to lean into the festive vibe and feel a little bit more than Christmas, because Christmas comes with its own kind of set of stereotypes for what, if you're having a Christmas wedding and what that might be. And that's not to say that they're not fantastic and wonderful, but I wanted to lean into what a festive wedding might look like and how you can navigate that a little bit in this episode. So let's set the tone. What does festive mean? It does not have to mean Father Christmas and Santa and baubles and bright red and all of those kind of cliche, stereotypical things you think of when you think of festive. I'm thinking it's the season, okay? It's this feeling. We've got warmth, we've got textures, there's a romance to it, okay? These winter weddings are underestimated. They are gorgeous, they are stunning. And I think a lot of people, particularly here in the UK, steer away from them because we are so headstrong on wanting to have this gorgeous hot summer wedding. Okay, we live in the UK. We do get some wonderful, lovely sunny days, don't get me wrong, and so many couples are so fortunate to have wonderful weather on their wedding day, but we are in the UK, okay? More often than not, there's going to be clouds, there's going to be a cold breeze, there's going to be wind, it's going to be a bit grey depending on the month you're doing it in. So I think personally, leaning into this wintry, more cozy, romantic feel for your wedding is a fantastic way to just kind of avoid all of those issues and really lean into this side of things. And it's gorgeous. I love a winter wedding. I think they are wonderful. And I think, you know, we're really focusing on the mood of the day here. A lot of your wedding comes down to how it feels and the feelings you're creating, and the way things look create a feeling and an atmosphere. Okay, so winter weddings can focus on this mood, and it doesn't have to be sad and grey and blue and miserable and, oh, it's a winter wedding, it's going to be no fun. We're leaning into like using light as such a wonderful thing, the coziness and the warmth of it, like candlelight, fairy lights, lights, like think of all of the kind of the glow around a gorgeous venue at winter time when it's dark, usually about 4 p.m. because we've got no sunlight past that time. There's this real kind of intimacy to it. It's really romantic. It's really special. And the pictures, goodness me, stunning. Okay, you got to get the lighting right to a degree. A photographer's got to know what they're doing, which I'm sure they do. but the like winter wedding photos in a low light with a nice golden glow just look stunning. So for me, if you ask me as a wedding planner, if someone said they wanted a festive wedding, I wouldn't automatically be like, oh, okay, so we're going to have sleigh bells and Father Christmas hats. Okay, that's not what I'd be leaning into. I'd be being like, okay, so we've got a vibe. We've got this kind of atmospheric, romantic, intimate day that you want to make in the cold season and a really, really cold time of year. We want to make it feel really warm and really welcoming and really loving. Yeah, just what a nice kind of mesh to bring together. Like, we are celebrating love, and love makes you feel warm and happy and all of those things. And we're creating a really warm, intentional, festive kind of day as well. Love that. So if this is your vibe, if this is the kind of day you're thinking, kind of like the idea of having a festive winter wedding, then this is the episode for you. Just going to share some tips, just going to talk about a few ideas, get those juices flowing. And I think primarily highlighting that summer weddings aren't the only way to go. You don't need to have a hot wedding day to have had a wonderful wedding day. And a lot of the time I feel like you'll get this like, oh gosh, no, I could never get married in the winter. Oh gosh, I'd only ever have a summer wedding, which is all well and good for you to be all on your high horse about it until it pours down with rain all day. And then you're gutted. So let's not shade on the winter weddings because they are gorgeous. Now, the first thing we are going to do if we are planning a winter wedding is we are going to get vision boarding. We are going to get looking for the inspiration. We are going to start thinking about the way we want this day to look and feel. The first place I would start with that is your colours. And winter colours, like, it's not just like, blue. Blue's a winter colour, we'll do that. Like, there's so many different colours and colour kind of combinations as well, depending on the kind of winter and festive vibe you want to go for. Do you want to go for something really deep and romantic and go for kind of dark reds and like mahoganies and red wine colours, like all of those kind of burgundies, lovely deep red colours, look gorgeous and they feel festive without being too like garish, bright red in your face. Hi, it's Christmas. Okay, we're taking the inspiration from that and leaning into a little bit more of the romance of it and that kind of intimacy and love. If you're going for that golden glow of candlelight as well, the red looks really gorgeous with that. So that's a nice option. Thinking about your kind of foliage and forest greens is a really nice other colour combination. Pairing it with something a little bit on the lighter side. So if you don't want to have too much green in the space, you want a little bit of colour but not too much. A lot of people go for the kind of champagne colours, those kind of golds, beiges. That's a really nice combination because you're finding a nice balance between something really dark and something really light, and it works really well. Since we are still just in this side of 2025, also we can talk about the colour of the year, which was the mocha brown. That has been around quite a lot this year, understandably, as it would be. But something like this would work really well for a winter wedding. You can kind of pair it with the whites and make it feel a bit more kind of soft winter, or bring some pops of colours, make it feel a bit more feminine and romantic with some like blush pinks or really soft golds. We're making things feel really nice and romantic. And that's not hard to do when it comes to weddings, but thinking about the colour combinations you use, particularly depending on the venue you've chosen. Okay, so think about the venue space. What colours are already going on there? Have you got a gorgeous manor house that's got lots of golds and brass colours in there already? What colour would you like to kind of complement that? Are you using a space that's got loads of kind of greens inside, and could you use green to elevate that? Are you using a barn? Have you got a stone wall in, like, is it a stone walled barn? What kind of colours are you working with in your venue space? Can be a really nice place to start from this and just to get brainstorming with what things might work. A little tip for you here as well, whilst you are thinking about colours, mood boarding, pulling ideas together, get yourself onto Canva if you're using Canva for your wedding planning process. Okay, find yourself a picture of your venue, pull together a few pictures of your venue. Most venue websites will have, here's a picture of the barn where you can have your ceremony, here's a picture of the library where we do the drinks reception. Find yourself some pictures of the different spaces, download them, put them onto Canva and put the colours next to them. Put those colours that you're thinking of doing next to the venue space and see how they might bring different colours out of the space, how they might complement it, match it, and you will start to get a picture on how these will be used as well. And also, browse weddings that have been done there before. Okay, nothing's a unique idea. We're just doing it in our own way and making it feel personal to us. So have a look at weddings that have already been done there recently, different times of year. What colours did they use? What do you like about it? What do you not like about it? Start to get these juices flowing. You don't just have to sit down with a blank piece of paper and think, oh, I like blue, so I guess we'll do that. There are other options, okay? Now, if you're going like winter, you want that cold, icy feel, you don't have to go for the warm winter vibes. A lot of people like going for this kind of icy, silvery, you're bringing in the greys, the kind of slate colors, something kind of cool toned. Also a gorgeous winter vibe, okay? Don't think it all has to be warm and seductive and intimate and all of these things. You can go for something really kind of chill, much more cooler toned. Icy blues, really nice vibe for that. I've seen some stunning weddings that have used this color palette, and if it works for you guys, if you like it, then amazing, do it. I think one key thing here for me, if you were asking my advice and you were saying, how do we make our wedding feel festive without it feeling too cringy, too cheesy, too kind of gimmicky and like, oh, we've just gone to a Christmas wedding. How do we do that through the color palette without it being over the top? I would stick to like nice metallics. Okay, so your golds, your brasses, shimmers of things rather than like heavy glitter. Now, let me stop myself right there and say I have seen some incredible weddings where they have gone heavy with the sequins, heavy with the glitter in certain areas. I think if you're going to just chuck glitter at your entire wedding day and call it festive, that's one way to go about it. It's not what I would recommend. I think intentional pops of glitter or things, if you really wanted to use that, could work, but you don't need it. There are options, and I really like the use of gold, brass, silver, something that's shiny and brings a bit of depth visually to what we're looking at when the light hits it particularly, but it's not too much and in your face. It's just bringing these nice depths of color to the palette. So those are some nice color options. I also think with something like this, it's really easy to get carried away with the excitement of things that are sparkly and festive and, oh, we'll bring this in and, oh, we're going to do a Christmas tree, but we want it to be tasteful. And then you can very easily get carried away with thinking that everything looks beautiful because it does this time of year and have all these lights and all these amazing things. And suddenly then it's just like too much. Okay. I want you to still consider the overall aesthetic of the day, the vision. We want to carry something through that feels cohesive, that matches. So choose a color palette and stick to it. We are following it through. We are following the vibe through. We're not choosing things just because they feel festive, but they still don't really match the vibe. You need to have a really solid theme going on that you can keep coming back to, keep bringing yourself back to and think, does this match? Does this go? Does this align with the vibe that we are going for? And then go from there. You also want to think about textures. Texture is so important when it comes to any wedding, but particularly if you're going for a winter wedding, you want something that is so different from what you would do in a summer wedding. We want heavier materials. We want thicker textures. We don't want these floaty, light, chiffony, silk, satiny stuff that looks really great in summer. You want some heavier materials like your velvets. You could still use silk, but we're using it in the right colors, in the right intentional way. We're matching different types of materials. So you're not just using one. You're not just being like, yeah, we'll just use velvet for everything, because that's going to be a bit much. You want to match that in with linens and different things that match. Like you'll know when something matches if you've got a good eye for things like that. Think also about how foliage and greenery, flowers can change the look of something like that as well. So think about how it's going to look with that. You might be thinking, oh, it looks a bit flat, it's missing something. When your flowers are on there, it's going to elevate the whole space, elevate the whole table, wherever you're putting them, and make everything feel a bit more dimensional as well, if that makes any sense. You just want to start brainstorming ideas here and bring in this festive feeling without it being too cheesy. I am going to say something that might be controversial to some people here, okay? If you were asking me my opinion, tinsel should be banned from Christmas. Christmas full stop. So particularly a festive wedding. I don't want to see tinsel at anyone's wedding under any circumstances. I cannot stand tinsel. What a way to ruin festive decor. I think it's the worst thing on earth. And if you put it on your tree, I don't want to talk to you. I have nothing to say to you, okay? Tinsel does not belong on trees. I can sometimes, if it's done tastefully, cope with it being used as decor elsewhere around the house. It does not belong on a tree. The tree is fluffy enough. You don't need to add more plasticky tat in there. No, it's not for me. So please, if you're going for a classy, gorgeous, beautiful, elegant, festive, romantic feeling wedding, please leave the tinsel at home. Don't do tinsel. There are so many other options for ways that you can bring in something like that. Now, don't get me wrong. There is always an exception to the rule, and I am always prepared to be wrong. If you were doing a really nostalgic, I don't know, when was tinsel like a big thing? The 80s, 90s? If you were doing like a really nostalgic vibe theme for your wedding day and that was the vibe, I feel like I could allow tinsel there if it matched the vibe perfectly. But please don't be bringing tinsel to something that's intended to be gorgeous and elegant and romantic, okay? I will have none of it, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. That is my 2p. Disagree with me if you will, but it is the hill I will die on. Anyway, back to the materials and textures and depth. We want depth in something like this. Okay, winter is considered to be a very dark time. You need more light to bring to things. So the more depth and things you have to look at, when the lights come on and when the candles are on, it brings this really gorgeous visual element to like things being just really intimate and cozy, and I love that. So draping, you know how much I love draping, is a fantastic option for a winter wedding. Heavy draping in a barn or a manor type place is going to look really, really gorgeous. Using the elements you've already got in a space, whether it's wooden beams, whether it's wooden tables that you're putting things on, whether it's a gorgeous fireplace. Don't put draping right over the fireplace. Any sensible person will tell you that. But like in the space in general, okay, draping is one of my favorite things ever. And when it's done well, it looks stunning. So those are the things we're focusing on. We're not focusing on like your typical Christmas things. Again, just a reminder, we're not pulling in reindeer stickers and those stick-on things that you put on your windows in your house, the snowflakes. We're not doing any of that. Okay, we're bringing in like wintry feeling things to make it feel festive. We're avoiding the kind of Christmas sleigh bells, that kind of stuff. Okay. Now I've talked a little bit about lighting already. I'm stumbling over my words. I'm getting so excited. Christmas is one of my favorite times of year, by the way. So don't ever think that I am hating against a Christmas wedding. I just think that when it comes to a wedding, it's a different vibe. And I'm sure many of you will feel that way too. So lighting is super important. We want to create this cozy, festive, warm atmosphere. Lighting is so powerful. Don't ever underestimate the power of lighting. If you go into a space and you think, oh, it's a gorgeous space, but the lighting just ruins it, get different lighting if you can, okay? Think fairy lights, candle clusters, lanterns. We want the warm bulbs. Unless you were going for that slate grey, icy blue kind of colour scheme, anything else really, you want to be using warm, golden kind of lights, okay? Nothing too cold because it changes the entire space and just removes all elements of feeling kind of warm and intimate. We're creating an ambience. We're creating a feeling, a vibe. You want your guests to come in and feel at home and feel cozy. And if that's the kind of vibe you're going for, it's going to go so good. So think warm lighting, up lighting, if you've got draping, if you've got different things and features to look at around the space, different levels of lighting to highlight the different features in the space is going to be so important. So talk to someone, find a supplier that can help you with this. Your venue might be really good at this already. They might be able to recommend someone that can help with the kind of production of the lighting because it has such a huge impact. And honestly, with really, really good lighting in a gorgeous venue, you don't need much else. Okay? Candles, gorgeous lighting, some fairy lights. Maybe you do go for draping and a few flowers and candles. You're kind of done. You don't need too much else because lighting can do so much to a space and make it feel so beautiful, particularly if you have a venue, and so many of these venues that you'll be using for your winter themed weddings already have such gorgeous architecture in place. The venue space itself has so many gorgeous characteristics to it and features that just look stunning that it kind of celebrates itself. It's got its own kind of thing going on that you just think, stunning, love that. Don't need to do much more to it. Okay, those are the kind of venues you're looking for that light can really have a huge impact on. Look at the galleries. Again, I'm going to remind you to look through the pictures of what's already been done there. They should be able to show you something about what it would look like in low lighting, not in the summer, when we are going for something a bit darker and a bit cozier. Understandably, in winter, we are in a different season, so you are not going to be able to get the typical flowers that you would get in summer. If you can, they're likely going to be very expensive because they are out of season. So talk to your florist. I am not going to sit here and pretend that I know enough about specific types of flowers to be able to guide you on the specific types. Talk to your florist about what those perfect winter florals are going to be. When I think of a winter wedding and florals, I am thinking of lots of greenery, different textures, something that feels full and romantic. Your florist is going to have the best options for those for you as well. We want sophistication, okay? So we're not even necessarily going for, and again, if you wanted to walk down the aisle with a Christmas wreath, I wouldn't hold that against you. Fair play. Go you. But what do you typically have in a Christmas wreath? You've got your orange slices and your cinnamon and holly and all of those things. Do you want that as part of your wedding flower arrangements? Think about that. Is that something that's going to go with the vibe? Remember, we are not just putting these typical Christmas things in there for the sake of it. It has to be intentional, okay? You might not need the orange slices. That might be too much. It might not look the right way, even though they do look lovely on a gorgeous Christmas wreath. So think about that. Brainstorm with your florist, back and forth some ideas. A good florist will be able to support you with this decision process and give you some inspiration, tell you what's going to work best. They know what they're doing. Trust them. That's all I can suggest there. But find that balance between festive and wedding flowers. You know, you're finding a good, perfect mix there. One thing I do love about a festive wedding is that you can go quite fun with the food and drink. For me, Christmas, festive season, all of those things, it's about family, making memories, and it's about the food and drink, okay? Warm foods, comforting home-cooked meals, warm, spicy drinks that like warm your insides, like those kind of warming drinks that you're like, oh my gosh, a good hot chocolate, a nice mulled wine, a good mulled cider, those kind of things. You can go so heavy with those with a festive wedding and kind of get away with it because there's not really a way that you can go really cheesy with that. For me, you could have a mulled wine at a wedding and it wouldn't feel Christmas, it would feel festive, okay? Think about your festive winter cocktails, okay? Are you going to have cold cocktails, warm cocktails? Your options here are so fun. You could go for like spiced anything, spiced apple, spiced pear, cinnamon, gin things, fizzy things, warm things. You could go for your canapes, could be like mini Christmas roast dinner things. How freaking fun would that be? And that doesn't feel too Christmas to me because you can have a roast at any time of the season, okay? The roast dinner is like the classic staple of winter. Like as soon as it starts getting dark, I'm like, time to start making a roast dinner on a Sunday. It's that season, okay? You don't just have a roast dinner on Christmas Day. And if you do, I'm sad for you. Branch out, have a roast dinner another time of the year. You will not know what to do with yourself. Hot chocolates are a really good one. You have to remember as well, it's not always just about like, oh, we don't want to go for mulled wine because it's too cliche. We don't want to do a hot chocolate because it's too cliche. It's winter. Your guests are cold. Regardless, they're going to want a hot drink, whether it's tea or coffee. So the best thing you can do really is tailor it to you guys as a couple, tailor it to your theme, tailor it to whatever vibe you want to go for. Win-win, okay? If you guys are just always having a mulled cider at this time of year and it's your favorite thing, have mulled cider as your welcome drink. Have a hot chocolate station for the kids and adults in the evening next to the s'mores station, okay? It's not going to be out of place at a festive wedding like this. Again, we are avoiding the like cheesiness of it all. And if you're still thinking, oh, it might feel too Christmassy, it might do if you had candy cane straws and little Santa hats on all of your hot chocolates. But if you're just going for something that's like warming, elegant, in a nice mug for everyone, you're not doing like takeaway cups that say Merry Christmas on them. You've got something in place. There's a nice mug, there's a nice thing for people to drink from that matches your vibe, then it's not going to feel too Christmas, okay? We're teetering on the edge. We're finding the balance. And there might be Christmas-esque elements in your day, but it's not screaming like, oh my gosh, I'm at Santa's grotto. Okay, you can go to a garden centre for that, not your wedding. We want to keep this day feeling elegant and full of love and personal. Again, don't get me wrong. If you two are the most Christmas people you've ever met, Christmas is your time, it's your time of year, and you want to have Santa's grotto at your wedding day, be my guest. By all means, please do. There is no judgment here. Honestly, I think I'd kind of love that. I feel like, do you know what I feel like? If you're going to go in with the Christmas decor, you got to freaking go in, right? You got to go in heavy. And even then, I'd be steering you away from like the cheesy Merry Christmas takeaway cups and reindeer stickers and leaning into like, have like a real fancy Father Christmas come to your wedding, okay? Have the gorgeous lights, make everything feel luxurious and everything else. Have table presents for everyone as favors on everybody's place. They've got a present that's wrapped up gorgeous like Christmas presents. You've got your mince pies, whatever you do, like you can do that. You can have the Christmas music playing by a band instead of by the cheesy Christmas songs playing. You could have people playing Christmas music, singing it acoustically instead, okay? But you're still, it's like Christmas, but not. Okay, there's ways to do it, and I can't explain it in the right way enough to make you understand that there is no right or wrong. Here I am sitting giving you advice and being like, don't do, I mean, the tinsel thing still stands. Don't do tinsel. But here I am giving you tips on do this, do that, do this, don't do this, try this. It's up to you, okay? It's up to you. My vision is that if we are planning a wedding, yes, we can make it fun. We should be making it fun. Yes, we can break tradition. Yes, we can do things our own way. I personally still want that to feel elegant. I still want it to be beautiful. I still want an element of luxury there for it to feel weddingy enough to satisfy me. But everything else, I'm prepared to colour outside of the lines a little bit, make things a bit fun, do things a bit differently. So there really are no rules, okay? If you're brainstorming and you think, this is a bit wacky, okay? This is a bit of a crazy idea. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it anyway. Try it anyway. I am personally yet to work a Christmas wedding. It doesn't have to be Christmas Day, preferably not. But right around Christmas, I'd love to do a Christmas wedding. How much fun would that be? Now, again, I want to lean in. I've just kind of talked about this a little bit to the music and the singing side of things. Getting a live band to sing Christmas songs is a lot more elegant and luxurious than just having Christmas songs playing in the background. Although we love a Christmas song, it's quite jarring to go from the different themes and styles and voices. You might want something a bit more consistent on the wedding day. Completely understandable. So find yourself a nice band that could come and play. You could even have, if you're going super extra, a choir. Think about it. Just imagine sitting at your wedding breakfast, sitting down, eating, enjoying a lovely meal, and then a choir comes out. It doesn't have to be a big one, but they come out and they start singing. How festive. I would be obsessed. Again, we are thinking about the atmosphere that we want to create, the tone and the vibe of the day. So I'm pretty sure, actually, I'm just thinking entertainment-wise. One of my friends said she went to a wedding and they had reindeer there. I'm pretty sure she said that. Fun. Yeah, Christmas vibes, but not Christmas. It's festive. And again, they're not Rudolph reindeer, are they? Like, it's going to look different. I think that's fun. You could have a snow machine. You could, if it was done well. Think of the pictures. Instead of confetti, you've got snow. You know, we're not lucky enough to really get snow here often. If you could plan it so that you had a snow shot, oh my goodness, stunning. In the winter outside your venue with like candles or sparklers or something. Sparklers and snow probably don't go well together, but you know what I mean. Fire pits. Okay, we mentioned s'mores earlier. You could have fire pits and loads of blankets for people if you've got something that it's probably going to be quite cold. People might not want to be outside, but if you've got some nice outdoor chill zones that you want to use that can stay warm enough, you know, you can get some really good outdoor heaters, or fire pits can keep people quite warm. Blankets, s'mores, and a mulled wine, chilling in the evening. Because picture this as well. If you are not the kind of couple, and I've talked about this a few times so far this year, if you are not the kind of couple that wants to do the dancing through the evening type thing, you're not dancers, you don't want to have a dance floor and have everybody up there, you just want like a really nice chilled vibe where everyone's catching up, you're talking, you're chilling, and you're just having a lovely time before people go home. This is the perfect scenario because you can have your meal. Everyone's full from a nice roast, okay, if you do that. Something warm, something to warm the insides in the winter days. And then you go outside and you sit by the fire pit with a mulled cider, a blanket round you, doing some s'mores. There's a live band playing Christmas songs in the background, and you're just chatting and catching up with all of your favourite people after just getting married earlier in the day. Genuinely, what is better than that? How romantic, how beautiful, how special. Genuinely, like, that's the vibe. I love that. And this is what suits you, right? It doesn't have to be this, like, this isn't going to make sense for everyone. Some people will have listened to me say that and go, oh no, we want to be dancing the night away. Fine. Please do that. Like, there's an option for everyone. There are some people that would be like, we just want to chill. We want an early night. We want to chill. We don't want to spend the whole night up. like it's just not for us. So find something that works for you, and this could be a perfect option for that if you are doing a winter wedding. Another thing that is a little bit extra, and not everyone is going to want to do, but it kind of comes with the territory, is this sensory aspect of the winter feeling. It's a very much like a things you can hear, things you can see, things you can smell type vibe. This is all of the things that create an atmosphere, that create a feeling, that create the vibe of your day. So if you're having mulled wines and ciders, think of the smell that that's going to bring to your day, the spices and the warmth. That screams festive season, right? Maybe you've got like the foliage that just is bringing like the cinnamony smells and the cedar and the pine. It's bringing all of those smells into the day. That's also going to elevate your day unintentionally, like just because the smells are going to be there. If you really want to elevate it, you can be putting candles about as well, or you can have something, you know, burning throughout the day. Your cider, you can bring it closer to the space so that it's smelling throughout the space as well, if that's something you really want to do. Some people like having a wedding scent, something that smells for the day, you know. And if you're having a winter wedding particularly, it's so heavily reliant on our senses and feeling warm and all of the good foods and smells and drinks and all of those things. It can be a really nice touch to add in, and you may already have some things in place that are going to bring that anyway. Whilst we are planning for a gorgeous festive wintry wedding day, I want you to remember at the same time the guest experience. This matters so much in winter because your guests are cold and hungry, and those are a combination that don't work well together. Okay, we need to think about the same things in a summer wedding when we are making sure that our guests are cool enough, there's enough shade for them, they are hydrated enough. Okay, we don't want anyone passing out or getting dehydrated because it's been too hot and they've not drank enough. I know from experience working at really hot weddings, I've been like, I've not drank enough today and I feel rough. Okay, I'm getting migraines, I'm feeling dehydrated, and I've got to just keep working because I'm like, it's too late now, we just got to carry on. From a guest experience, we want our guests to have an amazing time. We want them to enjoy the day. So in a winter wedding, think about those touch points. Okay, when they are arriving, are they getting a warming welcome drink to make them feel cozy and keep them warm and satisfied? Are there blankets in places? Are there candles to warm the space and genuinely make the space feel warmer as well? When you've got this warm light, and this is why I said the lighting is really important, because if you go for a cool, cold lighting, it feels colder, genuinely. And you know, when like, you know, those YouTube videos you can put on of the fireplaces, I put those on at home and genuinely, I feel warmer. Just looking at them, I'm like, oh gosh, don't you feel toasty just looking at that fire on the TV? It has a real psychological effect on us, the colours and things in the room. So if you have candles on, if you have a warm lighting in the space, people are genuinely just going to feel a bit warmer, even if it is slightly on the colder side and it takes them a minute to warm up. People are going to be bringing their coats though as well. So remember things like this. Have logistics plans in places for where can people keep their coats. Do we have umbrellas? Do we have safe enough parking and walking spaces from people to get from one place to the other, from their cars to the venue? The weather at the minute here, which is probably why I'm thinking about this, has been absolutely torrential rain. It's been horrendous. So the ground is awful everywhere. There's mud everywhere. It's slippy. If you are at a venue that's got a nice outside space or mud tracks to get from the car park to somewhere else, check that people are going to be able to walk across those safely without getting covered in mud, without ruining their shoes and their outfits. These are the kind of extra touch points you need to be thinking about for a winter wedding just to make it go smoothly. Not really the vibe and the topic of today's episode, but I just wanted to touch on that quickly as well. The guest experience is something that's really important, and we want to make sure that our guests are having a really nice time. Now, if you are planning a festive wedding and you are struggling to not make it feel too Christmas, and you're like, how on earth are we not going to make this feel cheesy? Like, we really want to hit that luxury festive vibe on the head and not lean too much into the Christmas cheese, I would be asking yourself this question regularly throughout the process when you are making decisions, when you are looking at inspo, when you are wondering, do we go A or B? Which one's right decision to make? Are you choosing it because it feels like you, because it feels like it matches your vibe, because it feels like it fits the mood board perfectly? Or are you choosing it because it's Christmas and it looks fun? Okay, that's going to help you to navigate through some of those decisions and find the right things to match the vibe on the day. We want the day to be inspired by the festive season. We don't want it to kind of overtake all of those things. And remember as well, it's still your wedding day, okay? This isn't just a a theme for a party. This is your wedding day. So I want those personal touches in there. I want things that mean a lot to you. I want you to make it personal. And okay, we wouldn't be an episode of the Your Wedding Unlimited podcast if I didn't talk about how to make things personal, because that's what I do. That's what I'm all about. Okay. So we want something that feels like you as a couple. Okay. Anyone can plan a Christmas party. Anyone can plan a festive seasonal party. I want it to feel like your wedding day. So don't lose sight of that. Okay. If you want something that feels family orientated and nostalgic, lean into that. What traditions did you have? What nostalgic things do you remember about the festive season growing up that you could bring in? Do you have traditions you've made together as a family since you met? Bring those in. Are there certain foods and drinks and songs and things that you can bring in that just make sense for you? This is still your wedding day, okay? You might be choosing a winter wedding because that's when you met. You want to do it on your anniversary, or there's someone that's special to you. Completely valid. So lean into that. We want to make the day yours. We want to lean into the things that make this season feel special for you, because there is a reason why you're choosing to have a wedding at this time of year and why you're choosing to make it a festive wedding and not just a winter wedding, okay? There is so much beauty to be found in a winter wedding, and I love seeing them. I love seeing people do more of them. I love a summer wedding, don't get me wrong, and a spring wedding and an autumn wedding, but I'm loving seeing people start to lean out of these stereotypes a little bit more and do things that feel a bit more like them. And a winter wedding can absolutely still be gorgeous. If you've got a nice venue where you can all stay tucked away cozy and inside, it's perfect. You don't need anything else. So yeah, I feel like that's me done. I could keep going, but I'm going to finish this one there for today. I hope this has been helpful as always. A nice little Christmas Eve episode for you to get those juices flowing. If you are newly engaged and you are listening and you're thinking, oh, I hadn't thought about having a festive winter wedding, maybe this has changed your mind. Maybe it has made you think, absolutely not. We definitely want a summer wedding, and that's perfectly fine too. Either way, thank you so much for listening. Now, we will have another episode next week. Next week is episode 52. It's officially the 1 year anniversary of Your Wedding Unlimited. It doesn't quite fall on the same date. Just the way it worked, I officially actually launched like the first week of January this year, but this will be episode 52 next time. So please keep listening. I'm going to do a Q&A for next week's episode. So I've got some questions in already from followers, from a couple of my engaged friends. And yeah, I've been asking you guys for your questions. Fellow suppliers have sent some in as well. So I'm just going to do a few on there, see how many I get through. And I'll definitely do them again. I'm excited about it for a little Q&A episode for our anniversary. And I would love you to tune in. So make sure you're following and subscribed so you don't miss it. Otherwise, have a fantastic Christmas tomorrow. And if you're not listening at Christmas time, then enjoy whichever Christmas comes next. And I will see you next week for another episode. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Your Wedding Unlimited podcast. I hope you're feeling inspired and excited to create your dream wedding day and those lasting memories. Don't forget to hit that follow or subscribe button so you never miss an episode. I'll be back next Wednesday with more tips, advice, and inspiration. In the meantime, don't be a stranger. Come and find me on Instagram and TikTok at Your Wedding Unlimited, where I share even more wedding ideas and behind-the-scenes insights. You can also watch these episodes on YouTube at Your Wedding Unlimited. And if you're looking for even more support, come and join my private Facebook group, Your Wedding Unlimited. It's an amazing community of fun and authentic engaged couples, packed with extra tips, advice, and insights to guide you along your journey. If you have any questions or need more info, you can DM me or send me an email at yourweddingunlimitedpodcast@gmail.com. All links and details will be in the show notes. Until next time, happy planning!